Front row. Oh, sorry about that. My little camera quit working. It's like the cord is shorted out. So I've got Basics 13 sitting in front of me, which is going to be the last rendition of this quiz. When you come back from Christmas break, it's going to be a whole new set of quizzes. A lot of it's going to change. I had hoped to drop some stuff, but I decided I'd give y'all one more chance to get this. You know, it talks about how many chances you've had to get this stuff right. You've had a lot of chances. This same graph has been on since Basics 5, which means if you've done the quizzes and you've done the practice, you've had 14 freaking chances to figure it out. I don't know what's wrong with you. This is when x is -4, which is right there because there's where x is -4, and when x is 2, which is right there. Okay, I'm going to those x values. Now, what I do is I fall from 5 to 3. I literally fall 8. I fall 8, which is, by the way, is negative. And I run from -4 to 2. I run 6. So I take -8 over 6. That's my slope, my average rate of change. And I reduce it to -4/3. I don't think more than 30% of my student body got that right on the last quiz. Atrocious. You should be ashamed of yourself. I doubt more than 20% of the student body got number 2 right, and that was introduced in Basics 3. Shame on you kids. The technique is to eliminate fractions. 5 both sides. The 5s cancel on the left. 3 times the absolute value of twice x minus 3 is greater than 25 minus 5x. Now you can distribute your 3 into absolute value. That's not old. The absolute value of 6x minus 9 is greater than 25 minus 5x. And now you get to write two equations. 6x minus 9 is more than 25 minus 5x, or change signs, -6x plus 9 is greater than 25 minus 5x. And now you're in Algebra 1. X is on one side, numbers on the other. 6x and 5x makes 11x. 25 plus 9 is 34. Divide by 11 and x is greater than 34 elevenths. That's how hard it is, okay? Second one, going to add 5x to -6x, that's -x. Going to take 9 away from 25, which is 16. Going to divide by my -1. Going to flip the inequality symbol as I do it. X is less than -16. There's my two answers, 34 elevenths or less than -16. Solve the factored quadratic. We have been doing this for 2 straight months. You have been doing the zero product property. It's not hard. Sorry I said that kind of angry, but I am kind of angry. I really am kind of angry at this. Like, it's not hard. I don't know what your problem is. I need to be nice. It's just you kids are not trying, and it's really getting on my nerves. I add 15, I divide by 4, 15 quarters. And the reason I'm getting kind of upset is because I do want you to learn the content, okay? That's what it is. I want you to learn the content. To divide by 4, you throw a 4 in the denominator. 1 over 6 times 4 is 1 over 24. And I taught that technique of division. I did. I swear I did. So there's your two answers, 15 quarters or 1/24. This is an Algebra 1 standard. You are now juniors. You should be able to do this. Contrary to what some of y'all think, you don't throw x's into it. It's x equals. So A is 3, B is -4, and C is 7. So x is opposite B, which would be a +4, plus or minus. If you're going to square something, drop the negativity because it's going to be positive anyways. -4 times A, which is 3, times C, which is 7. I don't think more than 25% of y'all got this right on the last quiz. I think you got close. I think almost 3/4 of y'all could throw numbers at the formula, but then it just went. That's what it did. Inside my radical is a 16 take away something, okay? 4 squared is 16. Take away 4 times 3 is 12. Times 7 is 84. So 16 minus 84, which ought to be, what, negative, I had a brain fart here, 68. That seems right. I know it's imaginary. Some of y'all just drop the negativity. You had a negative symbol, you're like, I don't know what to do with that, I'll just get rid of it. It's imaginary. And it's divisible by 4. 17 times, I believe. And the root of 4 is 2. 2i root 17. All right. So plus or minus 2i root 17, both pieces sitting over a 6. And then I reduce. 4 over 6 is 2 over 3, plus or minus symbol. 2 over 6 is just over a 3, because 2 over 6 is 1/3, and 1s are understood. I root 17 over 3. That's number 4. Number 5, a little bit different. I didn't give you some geometry formula. I just made something up. The idea of solving for a variable was introduced in Basics 2. And your test was solving this one for y. And the problem is y is in the denominator. All right, so I'm just going to multiply everything by y. I'm going to move y up top to the numerator. See where it gets me. So I'm going to y 1 over r. I'm going to y x over y. And I'm going to y z. Because as long as I treat each piece the same, it's fair. Cancellation. All right. Y over r plus x is yz. Now I'm going to take everything with a y and shift it to one side. Doesn't really matter which way you do it. I'm actually going to move this guy over here. That'll give me x is yz minus y over r. And then I'm going to factor. It's going to look kind of funky, but I'm going to factor. If both terms contain something, you can pull it. If I pull a y from yz, there's a z left. If I pull the y from negative y over r, there's 1 over r. And now I'm going to divide. And I'm trying to make this as easy as possible. I really am. I divide both sides by z minus 1 over r. And I get that x over z minus 1 over r is y. That's one way of doing it. Nothing wrong with that. If you can get a little farther than this, I'll give you a little extra. What I'm going to do is I'm going to attack this nested fraction, which isn't a lesson we've had yet. I'm going to r this guy, I'm going to r that guy, and I'm going to r that guy. It's called handling a nested fraction. So we'll probably do like a +2 on this. All right. xr over zr minus 1 is y. If you can get that far, +2, great. But you've got to show me the work. Understood? It's a technique for handling what we call nested fractions. You just r everything into the fraction. The FOIL technique was introduced in Basics 1, so you've had 24 chances to figure out how to FOIL. I don't know what's wrong with you. You don't deserve to pass Algebra 2. So get it together and figure it out and deserve to pass Algebra 2. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times negative 2i is minus 10i. Negative 5i times 2 is negative 10i. Negative 5i times negative 2i is plus 10i squared. Now remember, I squared is negative 1. So I'm going to show the long way of doing this. A negative 10 and negative 10 makes negative 20i. All right, I squared is negative 1 plus 10 negative 1s. 10 minus 20i minus 10. The 10s cancel. 0 minus 20i. Because of form, we like this form a plus bi. So we even include the 0. That's 1 through 6. Oh, it's about to be 6th period. This one was a disaster. How many distinct prime factors are there of 140? It's because of number sense. 140 is 2 times 70. You're going to have to, obviously there'll be a new number here. To get to 70, you divide by 5, don't you? Oh, some of you guys did 2 times 35. No, to get to 70, it's 2 times 35. And to get to a 35, you do 5 times 7. Notice the word distinct. Distinct means unique. If somebody tells you you're distinct, it's either a compliment or it's not, but it means you're unique. 1, 2, 3. There are 3 unique / distinct primes. ACT 2. You can't just guess the answer and I get you credit for it. You can't do that. I've got to at least see where you're thinking about the triangle and doing some 30, 60, 90 theorem. Some of y'all need to learn how to draw a triangle. Some of y'all put like 90 degrees up here and then you put a right angle down there. What are you doing? Who taught you geometry? I guarantee you they taught it, you didn't listen. Because I'm talking smack here. I used to teach geometry. Kids did the same thing. Always the same thing. Angles lie on the interior, and the missing angle is 60 degrees. All right? You need the third side. What I want you to learn is I want you to finally learn 30, 60, 90 theorem. The short leg is x, the hypotenuse is twice, and the long is x root 3. You notice how this guy's already got the root 3? That means this is the short leg because it's opposite of 30 degrees, just like it is in the pattern. And if the hypotenuse is twice the short leg, then x is going to be 6 over 2, which is 3. It doesn't take that long to figure out. ACT 3, which some of y'all call Act 3. I don't know how many times I've done this. I for some reason did not talk about when I mentioned this question the first time, but it feels like it's been an eternity. It feels like the movie Groundhog Day. The determinant of a matrix that contains the elements A, B, C, and D is defined to be AD minus CB. We do that guy, take away that guy. Now this one's already known. So I'm going to do this guy, negative 6 times k. I'm going to take away the product of 10 and negative 3. And it would be equal to a negative 12. So negative 6k and negative times a negative is positive, plus 30 is negative 12. I'm going to subtract 30. Some of y'all still show that. You'd be like minus 30 equals negative 42, and my k value is a positive 7. So there is the front of the basics quiz that you guys get to take, what, Thursday?